Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
Good morning, team. All right, Wealth Coffee Chats, Wednesday morning, 18th of June. Year is flying. I don't know about you guys, but I hope you all had a good weekend. Hope you get your cup of coffee this morning. Property Management Edition, if you didn't already know. If you haven't met me before, my name is Sjostedt, representing the property management crew for the 6-star team here at Positive Collective, RNW Plus. Hey, hope you're all well. Maybe a bit of a shout out in the chat. I'll let you guys put that in the chat for me. Let me know you are here. You're well, you're ready to go for another episode of Wednesday morning. So I thought, team, we'd go through a little bit over what's happened in my world the last 7 days, and maybe for some of you guys that are jumping online today were there as well. There was a little event over the weekend called the Property Summit. So if you were there, pop it in the chat for me. Let me know, because this might be a good debrief for you and me together. If you weren't, that's okay. I'm going to share a couple of things, some lessons that I found, learnt, observed over the weekend. For me, a bit tired of the old property management model, getting no results. So wanted to share with you guys what we've been doing over the last few years and what that new model might look like. So if you're in there over the weekend, hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was very useful, and can't wait to see you guys again next year. But let's rip in. Kevin's here. Awesome, mate. Thanks for joining. As always, 8:10 Wealth Coffee Chats. So, team, something over the weekend, we had a bit of a session there on property management, and we spoke about the old way and the new model and what that might all look like and what that might entail. And essentially what it came down to, team, for me, there was a statistic that I read from one of the research institutes across Australia that said 22% of investors sold after 12 months and 50% sold after 2 years. And it was quite an interesting stat. My parents went through a similar situation many, many years ago. So, I shared that story very briefly. And where I've come to now, 14 years in the industry, is this, right? Holding wealth through strategy, not stress. One of the big key takeaways I got out of the Property Summit over the weekend was the team around and the people you connect with, the people in your world that you communicate with and you hang out with, because ultimately that's kind of the results, I suppose, you end up with, right? You sort of become this product of your own environment. And so the old property management model that we discussed was typically property managers would be rent collectors, right? kind of just, that's what we did. That was part of the role. We do a few inspections here and there, but naturally that was the role. What I shared over the weekend was the new model, where I believe it's more than just a transactional approach. It's now a strategic approach. And what that might involve is, being part of that 6-star team, being part of that wealth protection strategy when it comes to holding your real estate. Because as we say, 50% of people sell after 2 years. And, how do you build wealth if you are giving up too soon? So that was kind of the conversation of the weekend. At the end of the day, what's your plan? What's my plan to hold the real estate for a long time? And I think property managers play a big part in whether, they can help you keep moving forward when it comes to cash flow management and, taking care of the property, or they're going to influence some negative experiences or create some negative experiences for you through a lack of planning and strategy, and ultimately causing you to be stressed, right? And a lot of owners, when they get stressed, they want to sell down the asset, and that may not be always the right thing to do. So you need to chat to your advising team. And so over the weekend, we played a bit of a property game, and so hopefully you guys did well, for those that were there. And one of the interesting observations I made was, as playing that role as the agent, got to speak to a lot of different people, a lot of different buyers in the room who had different strategies. And I found a range of different indecisions, inconsistencies with plans. I guess one of the lessons that came out of it for everyone, I think, was what is an A grade property and what is a B and C grade property, and what are the, I suppose, projected outcomes when it comes to those properties, right? So we're not going to go into what is an A grade, what's a C grade today, but again, just wanted to share some of those insights for what happened over the weekend. Because if you missed out, that's exactly right, you missed out. We'll come back for 2026. You can register now, I believe. One of the other things, part of that consolidation plan team for property management, as we say, we getting tired of the old way. Now, if you've been tired of the old property management way, let me know in the chat, right? You're tired of the old way. You're sick of lack of communication. You're sick of the old routine inspections. You're sick of all the maintenance and repairs coming in your world every single month. If you're sick of that, put a yes in the chat for me. Because part of what we discussed and part of what I believe we established was unlocking and unpacking Sam Sager's 15-year rent growth plan, which is super critical. We want to understand things like economics, design, value, inclusions, location, 20-minute neighborhoods, in regards to how we're going to create the revenue, manage the revenue, and then grow the cash flow into the future, again, to help you through that consolidation phase. One of the things, part of that 15-year rent growth plan that we also identified is the property management plan. And what we did was we split that property management plan into 3 key pillars. Number 1, the occupancy plan, right? The occupancy plan is about how we create the revenue. So we're going to talk about that. Number 2 was the tenancy plan, all the things start to finish at the end of your lease agreement. And then number 3, rent growth plan. So strategies to increase your rents over a period of time. So when it came to the occupancy plan and creating revenue, we discussed that the good property managers out there, what they're doing is understanding tenant profiles, understanding income levels, understanding the micro suburb data of what's going on. They understand what tenants like, don't like, where they search, how they search, allow you and your property manager to deliver a leasing campaign that's going to attract the best quality tenant in that marketplace. Super, super important. I think I said to everyone, jump on realestate.com, pick any suburb in the country, and I'm pretty certain, almost can guarantee you will find some really good advertisements, and you will find some really poor occupancy strategies when it comes to finding and creating revenue. When it comes to tenancy plan, start to end of the management, again, we discussed the quality, the standards, the frequency, all things around that align with compliance and legislation when it comes to reporting to keep you safe at the end of the day. We spoke about reducing bond disputes. We spoke about how we can manage and provide a concierge service for our tenants. And the interesting thing is, people would come up to me and say, well, how come my property manager doesn't do that? And listen, the only reason they don't do it is because they don't believe in it and they don't invest in it. That's it. That's it. Everyone has the same opportunity. Happy to share that. Everyone has the same opportunity. It's because they don't believe in it and they choose not to invest in it. That's why they're not lifting the standards when it comes to keeping you safe and helping you grow that revenue through the process. And the last thing there was obviously rent growth. And we spoke about some strategies there that we could do and what returns that could be there. Again, the market rent gap was an interesting one. I think we said in the room, if you could add $3,000 to your bottom line right now with your rental return, would you want to know about it? And I think we all said yes. So that's one tip, certainly from today, is go and check out your market rent gap team, because ultimately, what I found, what was quite common and trend across the room was, number one was team. Team was super important, whether we were playing the property game, whether we were talking about the 3-pillar strategy when it came to property management. That's one thing we wanted to do. So instead of the old property management way where we tried to do things ourselves, there was a few self-managed owners in the room who had some challenges that they expressed with me. Right, we go and get a team, change the dynamic, change the result, create a strategy with the experts who have done it before you. Same when it comes to investing. I'm no different. Go and find the people who've done it before you, and go get a mentor, go get an advisor, and get on with it, right? So team, quite common. Everyone in the room that was chasing success, chasing the wins, had a team on their side, which was great. Help them guide them, help them through that consolidation and growth period. It's really good. We found that that when you had a team around you, that you could then create a pretty good plan, right? We spoke about getting away from the transactional approach into and towards a strategic approach, which was super critical. So you got to find out what that might look like when it comes to property management. We gave some really cool strategies there around the 3-pillar strategy and the 15-year rent growth plan. And of course, I think through that consolidation period, at the end of the day, it's all about how you hold that real estate for a very long period of time. So I think the word consistency was coming up in my mind a lot of the time when it came to these things. We're not trying to create something new every 3 months. We're just trying to create a really good strategic approach and then execute, keep that on a consistent basis. Check in. I think they said, go get a hobby, leave the property alone, leave it to your property manager, something along the lines of that. So in turn, really good weekend, team. It was all about building those strategies. I hope from the property management side anyway, your 15-year rent growth plan, your 3-pillar strategy was helpful in terms of the new property management model, getting away from transactional, going towards and moving towards strategic approaches, getting your team and then being consistent through that process. So I thought I'd just jump on today. For anyone that wasn't there was a bit of a couple 1, 2, 3 highlights from the weekend. If you didn't get a chance, please, 2026 Property Summit will be on. Reach out to your team and you can pre-register for all those details. But listen, 8:10 every Wednesday. Don't forget. So I just want to do a quick shout out today, a quick reminder of the key takeaways from the weekend for those that were there. And if you weren't there, reach out with your 15-year rent growth plan. If you don't already have one, drop an email below and we'll be able to set you guys up for success. That's what it's all about. Help you guys hold the real estate. Let's not be one of the pieces of statistic, I suppose, when it comes to 50% of investors selling after 2 years. We don't want to be that. We want you guys to obviously hold your wealth for a very long time. Excuse me. All right. Well, I better go get a coffee. That's it from me, team. This is 8:10 tomorrow. Financial planning team will be back on short and sharp. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8:10. Wealth Coffee Chats.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.